Hey again. Well, we've made it another month. It's now September 2020, and we're going to take another look at how the garden's been going. Come on. So after a very hot month of a lot of smoke and fires and over 90-degree days, we're finally starting to cool off this past week. And things are actually resuming growing because they'd kind of slowed down a little bit because of the extreme heat. So let's take a look here at our little peppers and how they've grown. Wow, look at these guys. Got my chocolate peppers, aren't chocolatey colored yet, but they're getting bigger. Cucumbers have started to succumb to a blight or something that's turning it a bit yellow. The leaves are starting to die back, but we're still getting quite a bit of production. Still getting cucumbers. It's on there really good. And unbeknownst to me, one of the cucumbers had somehow grown through the fence, and now it's turning yellow. I just kind of let it go to see what would happen. I'm going to use it for seeds, but yeah, always check your fences to make sure cucumbers haven't gotten stuck in between them. And of course our little friends are still here. Get out of there, come on. And my earthbox peppers, they've actually done kind of half and half. Two of them just kind of withered up with a virus, but then the one that survived has been making the biggest, hugest bell peppers. I don't know if you can see that. Just monsters. I'm going to let those ripen because they're the chocolate bells. You can get green peppers anywhere. And this has definitely been the summer for good peppers. Look at these hatch peppers. They're just huge. Have fun making those. And I've harvested the shishito peppers 3 times now, and they are so good roasted, I can't even tell you. But you want a really prolific pepper that makes you feel like you're good at growing peppers, get these guys. They are awesome. And the jalapenos have been super crazy hot. I don't know if it's because they're in pots or because it's just been so dry, but they're nice and fat and really pack a punch. I mean, you only need one of these for nachos and stuff, and your tongue will just get burned off. More banana peppers. Gonna have to figure out what to do with all of these. They're just producing like crazy. And the herb corner's been doing especially well. I just keep pinching out what I need for my recipes, and then it grows back. Chives, basil, and sage. Okay, so I've opened up the caterpillar tunnel so we can see what's been going on the last few weeks. As you can see, we've got kale, the Italian kale going like crazy. We've got still got a bit of dill. I've been harvesting that for my pickles. Over here, these are supposed to be Brussels sprouts, but I'm starting to wonder, because if you can see, there's no Brussels sprouting going on there at all. Either one of two things has happened. Either A, the shade cloth has prevented it from making the little sprouts, or maybe it's not a Brussels sprout plant. We've got beets. Beets are still growing pretty well. You can eat the leaves on those as well. And we've got more kale growing in and out through the lemon balm. Lemon balm's kind of taken over the world. Got more kale. Been harvesting this pretty regularly, and then it grows back, so that's been nice. And the carrots and cilantro are both doing really well. I've been really surprised and happy that the cilantro has not bolted yet. I think it's the shade cloth, so I recommend that. If you're growing cilantro, use the shade cloth. The carrots, on the other hand, I think it's slowed them down just a bit. They're not really rooting up like they normally would. So it's been an experiment, and we'll see how it goes here in another few weeks. Same goes for the purple basil. I think it needs more sun than the shade cloth has allowed, but it's still producing and it's still tasty, just not as much as I would like. And the potato bins are still potatoing. I think I'm giving up on the war against catnip that's been growing everywhere. Hello, random volunteer sunflower that I did not plant but just mysteriously decided to grow. And my Determinate tomatoes are still going along very well. And check this out. Look at all those red romas. Wow. Yum. My Siberian Reds have been taking their good sweet time to ripen. Although I noticed this morning, they're starting to. Yay. And the cherry tomatoes have been doing awesome. And I've definitely learned my lesson this year. These are 4-foot stakes, and these tomatoes up until the other day had reached all the way up to here, and then a heavy windstorm blew them all down, and they're still producing. They're just kind of droopy now. But yeah, next time I will definitely use the 5 or 6 foot stake. Where's the tomato? Where's the, oh, there they are. You remember that sunflower that I was pruning? Good thing I did. It's taking over the world. I don't know if you can see this, but there's quite the wasp nest going on here in my birdhouse. They're taking care of a lot of the caterpillars in the yard, and so I just thought I'd leave them be. And I've been digging up potatoes in the back here. Let's see if I can show you. Look at this. Just a bonanza of potatoes. Oh, is that another one? Nope, that's just a clod. And the bin potatoes are a few weeks behind the ones over there, but I think these are going to be even bigger because they're not growing on the hard ground. But as you can see, they're coming in. Yay, potatoes. Can't wait to harvest those, because there's going to be a lot of them. And then starting the last couple of days, my raspberries have been starting to ripen. Let's see, they flower and then they turn into these cute little berries. And I can't figure out if this is grasshopper damage that's been going on or Japanese beetles, because I saw my first Japanese beetle in the garden this year, and I'm a little worried. Those guys will eat you out of house and home. And over here, we've got Agastaki Blue Fortune that's in full bloom, and the bees just adore it. And next to them, I've got my Hearty Asters, lovely fall flower. It's a perennial. I hope to have more of it growing next year. And alas, my bee balm, or Monarda, was completely devastated by the grasshoppers this year. Almost no blooms. They would just eat them before they were even able to blossom open. And I forgot to deadhead my blanket flower here, but they're still putting out some blooms. Same goes for the chocolate flower. Oh, it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. And my autumn joy sedum is just about to start blooming. You can see the bees are checking it out like, I want it to bloom. Why isn't it blooming? They love this stuff. And the blue mist spirea, Black Knight, I believe is the variety, is doing really well. Bees are super happy with it. And the nettles are still nettling, and aka a hideout for all the grasshoppers. Look at all of them. And Dragon Blood's sedum has already flowered, and now it's going to turn into a nice russety color by the end of the season. And check this out. My hens and chicks, I don't know what kind this is. I don't remember putting it in, but aren't they funky? If you know what kind this is, let me know in the comments. Pretty cool. My hens and chicks, some of them are making these enormously long alien stalks. These really pretty flowers. And the strawberries, I think because of the heat, they've just gone completely dormant. And then I let one sunflower grow in there and it just took over, as sunflowers are wont to do. So many bumblebees. And this variety of sunflower is called Snacker, and as you can see, somebody's already been helping himself to the snack. And I just about given up on my dwarfed summer squash here, but look, it has been producing little summer squashes for me. So cute. Whereas my Black Beauty zucchini finally grew, but so far he's dropped every single blossom, and I don't know what's up with that, because they're pretty flowers, but then they just go bloop and fall over. So we'll see what happens. I have to cover it for the frosts that are going to show up soon. Okay, so that was my garden where it's at right now, and thanks so much for hanging out and watching how it's going. Best wishes for your garden.